Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be talking about what mistakes that people, specifically new entrepreneurs, I see them making, or different things that they're thinking about that's limiting their success on social media. So if you haven't already hit the subscribe button, please consider subscribing as I share social media tips on my channel. Feel free to comment as well for the chance for your comment to be seen on the screen as we talk about, the different issues with putting yourself out there and why you can't exactly do specifically what a lot of high-end, very popular brands and companies are doing. So I'm going to jump right into it. So first, what I'm going to do is to share my screen. And hopefully it just lets me do it. Okay, so I just wanted to take a look at a very popular brand that a lot of us know, Apple. They're very colorful. They always have new features. And whether or not you're team Android or team Apple, you know that they have a very popular brand going on for them, and they're definitely taking the world by storm. And so exactly did they grow their following? A lot of people don't really know how they did that, but it's through talking to people, putting themselves out there, testing their products and stuff of that nature. And so somebody that might be new to social media as an entrepreneur may think like, oh, I can just post like random photos having to do with my life. As we look through their profile on Instagram, you can see that it's not even featuring any Apple executives or Apple founders. Steve Jobs isn't on the page anywhere to my knowledge, or at least in the recent photos. And so a lot of people think that, they're like, oh, these companies are so huge and da 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 da. How come I can't do that? How come I always have to show my face? How come I always have to do a video or stuff like that? And the most simple answer for that is because no one knows who you are yet. You don't have an audience yet. And so if no one knows who you are and you're not putting yourself out there, you're not trying to make connections with other prominent people, then you're going to stay at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to trying to be seen and be visible online. Hi, Elijah. Thanks for joining. If you have any fears and you're listening to this, whether you're watching the replay or you're watching live, maybe share some reasons why you either feel like you're limited in your social media, or you just feel kind of nervous to put yourself out there, or you don't really know what to do. Just let me know all of that in the comment section. So I'm going to go back to Apple, just so we can just take another look at stuff. So, something that I talk about too is that it's really important to niche down. Obviously, they have so many different things on here, and their main thing is everyone has a story to tell. So they're literally trying to market to everyone, but it's okay because they have so many people that are using their devices in order to tell their stories, or to do business, or to network with their families. And so when you're first starting on social media, you want to make sure that you're talking to a dedicated audience, right? Because you want to be known for something. Apple has already established themselves as a pretty good phone company, a pretty good software and things of that nature. So they're able to branch out and showcase different things and, different ethnicities and all of that. Not to say that you can't feature different ethnicities while you're starting. You definitely should, to show that your brand is diverse. But yeah, so like they have different things going on. If you go further down their page, it says show more posts. Good. They have like different things like having to do with like people, architecture, clothing, fashion. They also had food and stuff on here as well. And so you don't want to do that when you're first starting out on social media. You want to make sure that you are being known for something. And you also want to make sure that you're networking with people. You're talking to people. Hi, Sister Marlene. Thank you for stopping by. But yeah, you definitely want to talk to people within your niche or within your niche, however you say it, and making sure that you're having conversations of value, sharing your expertise, sharing what you're knowledgeable about. Even if you come into contact with somebody that isn't in your niche, that's also a good way to try to see if you can add value to their audience. So another mistake that I see is like some people, if they're following somebody that's like really popular, or they may even get the chance to talk to this really popular brand, popular person, people can tell like when you're just there just to try to get yourself out there. Like you're just trying to gain a following. You're not actually trying to give anyone value. And so that business owner or that corporation may see through what you're trying to do, and they may be like, okay, well, I don't really want to work with you. We don't want to work with you. It's not in our best interest, right? Because you want to make sure that you're bringing value in the best interests of both you and the business people as well. That's the best way to network, because if you add value, people are more likely to want to connect with you in the first place, and definitely do business with you. So make sure, sorry, make sure that you do that. And so now I want to talk about, let me know below too if you've ever heard of Clubhouse, because I actually just went on there yesterday. I actually got an invite. I didn't think I would ever get an invite on the app, probably before it went like mainstream. And so it's still in its beta phases, but I'm definitely interested to check it out. And it's basically an app that allows you to connect with other people, and you don't have to do what I'm doing right now, being dressed up and being on camera for a live stream. You literally can just pop in, have like a nice bio, and have a nice photo of yourself, and just literally join a room where there are different entrepreneurs that you can connect with and talk to. It is a little mind boggling because I'm starting from zero again. And so, there's always that anxiety of like, can this really work? Is it going to work? Even though I know the strategies. And so, for me to even gain a following, I'm going to have to start talking. I'm going to have to start putting myself out there. Like, there's no way for you to put your own content up there. You can't, put any photos up. You can't put videos up because it's literally an audio only platform. And so it's definitely going to be interesting. I'm definitely pretty sure I'm going to be talking about this again if I'm being successful on it, and just like directing people to my Instagram and stuff like that. So I'll definitely be checking that out. But I can't just sit there and just keep joining rooms and just listening to people, right? I have to start talking and start sharing my expertise with people. And sharing why things are, important to me, why it's important to the community, why is it relevant now? I'm gonna have to start, putting myself out there. And so if you want any advice and you find yourself on the Clubhouse app, like literally it's all the same type of techniques and stuff as to how to get yourself out there. You have to talk to people, you have to know what you're talking about, being an expert in it, but you also have to structure out, what is it that you can talk about? What can you brainstorm topics about that you can speak about in order to add value to people? So for example, if you're just a person that is attending the room, well, you may just want to sit in there and just, see if you can ask a question. Like, it's a really good place to ask experts that may have not made themselves available on the other platforms like Instagram and Facebook. And so you could definitely just write down some questions so you're not wasting anybody's time. That is another mistake that people do. They will literally sit there and tell their whole life story, whether it's on Instagram, whether it's on Facebook, Clubhouse, you name it. Like, people will really get into the backstory of their lives, and just they're not asking any questions. They're not actually engaging in any sustainable or substance dialogue. And so people can get bored, they can like filter out, and you don't want to do that because the moderators on Clubhouse specifically will get mad at you if you're like literally just like going off on a tangent, right? Like, all of us are busy, and we want to make sure that we are respecting everybody's time. And so just think about that, like having a structure, having an outline to what you want to say really is going to be good, whether you're being asked to be a speaker at a conference or if you're hosting something yourself. And there are nicer ways to make sure that people aren't talking too much, quite frankly. You could be like, hey, like, thank you so much for sharing your backstory, but can you please, um, ask your question? That's usually a nice way to do that. And so I actually learned that from Latice Hudson. She's a business coach. And I was like, wow, that makes so much sense, because sometimes you'll be talking to somebody, you're just like, can you please get to the point? Like, I have to go somewhere. So yeah, just make sure that you are just being intentional. And I also have a video on this, like how to structure out your live stream. And so if you want to check that out, I will link that below in the description area. So those are just some simple mistakes that I see. Like, I get a lot of complaints from people saying, like, why can't I just post about this? And, how come I'm not getting traction? And it's definitely because you have to definitely present your offer or whatever it is that you want people to know about an event or something. You have to promote it more than once. You can't just put it there and expect everyone to flock to it and like it, because we know that these algorithms on our social media platforms, they're hindering certain content. Everybody, all of your followers are not seeing the content. And so you may have to post about it often. You may have to use different channels and things of that nature in order to just get the word out that you're having something. And, there comes a certain time where it feels like you might have a ceiling as to how many followers you have or how many people you're just seeing online. And so a great way to do that is by networking. I'm pretty sure, when Apple first got started, they were telling everybody, certain, influential people tried to get celebrity endorsements and stuff. And if you are a business owner starting from scratch, you may not be able to pay influencers to talk about your products or talk about your services. You may not be able to, um, teach people how to I guess, post about the product online and stuff. So I'm actually going to do a video on that too, Lord willing, on how to basically, showcase products or things that you have tested before without being an influencer, because your voice matters and it definitely does help other business owners get their businesses out there. And me personally, I think with service-based businesses, it's a little bit better to show your face a little bit more, just so people can connect the face, so they can feel like they're connecting with whoever it is that's doing the business, so that they feel more comfortable doing business with them. And then, when you blow up and stuff like that, you can show your face a little less. It just kind of depends on like how familiar your audience is with certain pieces of content. I know for some people that are personal brands right now, and they sell services still, they still show their face because that's what their audience expects all of the time. But they also have the option where they can just, talk about different things. And no matter what they post, they're going to get likes. So they may be able to show their face less. But definitely in the beginning, you want to make sure that you're showing your face, you're talking to your audience, you're asking for feedback, all of these things that I have mentioned in previous videos. And so those are just my tips for today. If you're feeling, like you can't be on certain platforms, or you don't really want to test them out, you don't really know how to go about that process, I am going to be doing a workshop next week. And so if you want to sign up for that, the link is in the description. It's called The Number One Way to Be on Multiple Social Media Platforms at Once and Save Time, because I know that that is very hard for people to do, and that's why people don't even want to be on social media in the first place. But if you actually have a strategy that goes along with it, this is what it looks like. If you have a strategy that goes along with it, it'll be a little bit easier for you to be present on social media. So I hope to see you there, and make sure that you sign up below. So yeah, if no one has any questions and you're watching the replay, just put it in the comment section and I will do my best to get back to them. Let me just see if I covered everything that I wanted to cover. I guess the best part I should talk about too is like how to really be confident. And so you definitely want to make sure that you are, staying current in your industry and adding your perspective as to, different topics in the world, and, just being able to talk about it. Like if you can talk to your friends about certain topics, you should be able to talk about other topics. It doesn't matter if you've been in the industry for, a month or a few months or things like that. You can still gain, experience, and you can still share your perspective on things. And we're never going to always get it right. So don't even think about that, like being like, oh, I have to be absolutely correct in everything you're talking about. Like sometimes when we talk to people, they actually broaden our horizon. They actually, you know, challenge us to actually think about things in a new way. And so that is one of the rewarding things about networking with people, because they could teach you something and you could teach them something. And so I won't say like don't be nervous about putting yourself out there. And I'm pretty sure if you are on Clubhouse, like that's probably a little bit easier because you don't have to worry about, content staying up there or saying the wrong thing. Like obviously just make sure you have like morals and you talk respectfully to people. And I think it should be fine. But you definitely just you have to start somewhere. That is basically the entire point of this video, is you have to start somewhere. Okay. Like I'm not a YouTube expert. I'm not, um, you know, I'm not even a business expert, like, but I do know different things and I have expertise like on social media marketing that I can contribute and share with others. And so your experience and getting results for other people kind of really puts you in a good position to add value to others. And so, email them, DM these experts, other experts in the field, in your field, and maybe other experts outside of your field, and just see if there's a way that you can add value to their audience. And then that way, you'll be able to actually grow your audience a lot quicker rather than just putting a post up on Instagram and calling it a day. Okay, like that doesn't work anymore. I definitely came onto Instagram and all these platforms like a little bit later. Like I said, I'm on Clubhouse a little bit earlier because it's still in beta mode. But, all the main platforms that we know about and everyone has access to, I got on there when the algorithms pretty much were there and they were changing it and stuff like that. And so I didn't really have a solid footing. I was just kind of posting content. And so I think I got into niching down a little bit after the algorithm had already changed, but I did learn that earlier on, so I am thankful for that. But yeah, like you just have to try and see what works. Like, you could literally sit in front of people and learn about strategies all day, but the truth of the matter is every single strategy that you hear about isn't going to work for you. Like there's going to be certain strategies and maybe some certain tweaks that you're thinking about that actually might work for you better. And so, through talking to people, through networking, you're actually allowed to learn new possibilities. So, yeah, I'm done today. Thank you for watching. If you have any topics, any questions, put that in the comment section. Have a great day. Bye.